Hi guys, in this video we'll be looking at Come Together by the Beatles, and it sounds like this. So guys, hello and welcome to this Come Together guitar lesson. In this video I'll be teaching you how to play all the guitar parts to the song, and we'll look at a little bit of the solo at the end, just kind of give you some ideas about that. So before we get started, don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you've enjoyed this video and want to see more, please click the link below in the description to take you to our website, where you'll see write-ups for this songs, all of our other songs on YouTube, as well as hundreds of hours of free guitar practice material for you. Now, my name's Thomas. Let's get started. So we're in the key of D minor, and we've got some interesting slight inversions to the general D minor sound that we get. But the first thing we hear is, of course, the riff. So the way I'm doing this is an E minor shape on the 10th fret. So it gives us a D minor. So it's a bar on the 10th fret, and then my third finger on the 12th fret of the A string. And I'm doing this. So if I bring this close, you can see what's happening. 2 hits on the E string, and now you've got to hammer on from the A string with your bar to that 12th fret. So 10 to 12 hammer on, and then again, note on your bar, that G string, and lastly 12th fret on the D string. So I'm not moving my finger, I'm not going. I could do it, but why give myself the extra work? That just seems to me like the best way to conserve my energy, as lazy as it sounds. So that's that initial riff that comes up quite a lot, really cool. If you do want to add a bit of kind of dirt on it, a bit of attack, then I imagine doing the bar wouldn't work. It depends how you want to do it, really. If you want it more subtle, then just do it with the bar. If you want to add a bit of grit into it, then do it without. So we've got like a general kind of blues shuffle thing, which is interesting because this is like a major shuffle despite being in a D minor key, but it works. It's really cool sounding. So what we've got is a D power chord, 10 on the E, 12 on the A, and then with our pinky we're going to go alternate between the 12 and the 14 on the A string. So I'll bring this close again, and it's 1 and pinky, 1 and pinky off. So think of it as like a 2 kind of part. 2 with the pinky, 1 with the pinky. And I'm just doing down strums all the time, so I've got more control and a more consistent sound. If I do it with down and ups, it's slightly less consistent than I prefer, the more down strummy. Not that there's a right or wrong way to do it. So that is the verse section, or sorry, that makes up a lot of the verse section. The same idea gets moved down to an A position, so 1 on the 5th fret of the E string and 3rd finger on the 7th fret of the A string. And it's the same idea, exact same. So just that same idea in A, and then it gets moved down to G, but we've got a little passing chord in between, so you're just going to go. So just on that last bit of the A, slowly. So just moving that power chord down 1 fret and then down again to the G, and then it's and rest. So let's play this little section slowly from the D, okay? of right hand muting. Now for people who haven't done this, this is a really important technique to master the sound that you produce from the guitar. So you can hear that these aren't, because I want to save that. As we play this song, the dynamics got to go up and down, and if I start here, I've only got down to go, but I don't want to go down from the start. So I'm just resting that part of my hand just very gently where the string meets the bridge down here. Not pushing in, just resting it. And it just mutes that nicely, but it's not really dead. It's not that sound. You don't want that, which is barely audible pitch-wise. You want just a gentle, so you can still hear what you're playing. Alright, so that is the verse, and then if you know the structure of the song, you can figure out where to put all these parts. It goes back to the little riff again then, into the verse again. So I'll show you the chorus, which is very simple, just power chords. This is a B power chord, so 7th fret of the E, 9th fret of the A, 9th fret of the D. And it's just a B power chord, an A power chord, so the same thing with down 2 frets, and a G power chord, down 2 frets again. And it's just eighths. 1 and 2 and 3 and A and G and 2 and A over me. Nice and simple. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 on A and G, 1 and 2 and 3 on A, and then back into. And that is all the sections of the song, guitar-wise. Really simple, so you just got to bring up the dynamics. You can increase your gain a little bit. As the bridge comes in, which is like a bit of a solo section, you can hear the guitar starts to growl a little bit. The gain's been brought up. He's stopped doing the muting and he's hitting it harder. That's why I've started with the muting, to give me that space to go up into. So there's also this like little solo section, I guess. Now, there's actually 2 guitar tracks, so it probably sounds a little bit strange like this, but we can't do it together. It sounds like this trying to do it together. So you can't get that bend. But it's just 15 on the high E string, bend, bend again, off to the 13, and then bend again. So that is one guitar track. The other one is the same thing on the B string. Now there's a little outro solo at the end, but it's just what we call a motif. So a motif is a very short just idea that gets repeated. So that, and it's just that little idea moved around different notes on the pentatonic of the D minor. So the first one is 13 on the B string, bend up, pull off to the 10, bend again, and it's that idea. Bend up, pull off, bend again. And it's up, down, pull off. So if you know your D minor pentatonic position, your standard position, it's just notes from the top 3 strings there. And actually it transitions into the second position of the pentatonic and further on up. So you can do the same thing from the 15th fret, going off to the 13th. And the, God, what is that? Gets so far up, it's really hard to see. 20, 20 bent up, and then off to the 17. So it's just that little idea going round and round, different notes. And just little ideas. You can have a listen and see if you can figure those out now that you know what they are. It's very simple, so I don't want to go too much into that. So try getting that all going at the right tempo. Try playing along to the song. particularly that muting if you've never done that before. Really start to try and put that into all rhythm parts that you think you could use that in. Maybe not like an acoustic strumming thing where it's really in your face, you don't want that. But if it's a more subtle part like this, then it's got room to grow dynamically. Maybe start off with muting it and see where you can go with it from there. That's been it for me, guys. I'll catch you next time. Good luck with the practice.